friends! I figured I would make a video today after having so much positive response to me sobbing over Animal Crossing Switch being announced, which I'm still kind of in shock over. I honestly just put that video up just because, like, I was like, it's a video and I can put it up on my channel, and I wasn't expecting to get so many people to watch it and everything, honestly, but thank you to everybody for watching it and having such positive response, and then also thank you to those who are newly subscribed. Thank you and welcome. Since that video got such a high response and people really saw my love for this series, I figured I should make a video today talking about why Animal Crossing means so much to me. Because it's been a staple in my life, honestly. So, with that being said, let's get into it, starting with Animal Crossing for GameCube. Okay, can you go down? Can you go down? I can pet you down here, okay? So when Animal Crossing GameCube came out, I had really no idea of its existence. Like, didn't know it was a thing, nothing. I just was probably playing like Wind Waker with my brother on the GameCube and Smash Brothers and all the good classics, you know. But back in 2003, when I was about 11, I had this ritual of going to my friend Elena's house all the time, and like we would have sleepovers and have a bunch of junk food and build forts and play video games, and it was always a fun time. But one day when I came over to hang out and everything, her siblings were playing some weird game I had never seen before, and it was Animal Crossing. And I kind of watched over their shoulders as they played it, and I thought it was really fun, and me and Elena waited until it was our turn to play. And whenever we got a chance to play with it and everything, I just thought it was so cool. You lived in your own house, and you got to decorate it, and you got to have all these animal villagers, and they wrote you letters, and you could buy all these furniture pieces. Like, I just thought it was so neat. So a lot of times, me and Elena, whenever I would come over, we would build a fort, make it where we could have a TV and the GameCube inside, and we would play that all night and sleep in the fort. And soon after having several sleepovers playing that game, my parents actually got me Animal Crossing for my birthday. So anytime I just think of Animal Crossing, I just think of forts and having fun little sleepovers and playing that game. But also, I played a lot by myself and sunk a lot of hours into it. It wasn't long after I got the Animal Crossing GameCube game that Animal Crossing Wild World came out on the DS, and I didn't get it right away because I was still playing the Animal Crossing GameCube game religiously. Plus, I didn't want to spend my allowance on Wild World because it was expensive, and I was like, oh, I'll just wait until my birthday or Christmas. And so then I got it for Christmas, and I didn't have a DS, but my little brother did, so I kind of borrowed it a lot. Oh no! Are you okay? You took a tumble. Are you okay? Oh my girl. It probably annoyed my brother that I would take his DS with me to Elena's house for more sleepovers where we would play Wild World together on our DS's, but what can you do? I also at the time had a like free webs website where you could just have a free little website and everything, and I would just use it to basically be creative. Like I'd just make random layouts and code stuff, and I remember one time I hand drew an Animal Crossing layout where it was like I had a little spot called Animal Cam where it had a marquee code where it would just go through a bunch of my screenshots from Wild World. They were awful screenshots because I didn't know how to take screenshots, so I took it with a webcam. But they were screenshots nonetheless, and then the fruits were kind of like the navigation, like home, about me, for you, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's safe to say that it consumed my life. Then Animal Crossing City Folk came out. I was about 16, going through my emo/scene phase, you know, the good old MySpace days. I remember City Folk came out around Christmas that year, and I didn't buy it right away because I wanted to see if I would get it for Christmas. But I guess my parents didn't know I wanted it, and it's totally fine. Like, my parents are not responsible to get me everything that I could ever want, you know. But I was just like, oh, okay, I got Christmas money anyway, so I'll go buy my own game. And I loved it. It was really fun. And I had just made friends with some of the neighborhood kids, Livy and Nathan. They were siblings, and they're still some of the greatest people I know to this day. And so we would come over to each other's houses or visit each other's towns online, and we would play Animal Crossing City Folk, and we would talk to each other and give each other gifts and everything. And it was really fun. And then I remember the Christmas after getting City Folk, so the next year, Nathan and Libby, they gave me a blue bear plush from the Wild World series, and I actually keep that in my car, so I see it all the time. I still love City Folk because you got to visit a whole new part of the game. You got to go to a whole different place instead of just your village, and I thought that was so cool. And I also had just made new friends, and they played it too, and it helped me bond with them just a little bit more. So it holds a special place in my heart. Then came along Animal Crossing New Leaf, and that Animal Crossing game is the Animal Crossing game for me. Just so much was impacted in my life just because of this goofy game. And at that time, I was also on Twitter a lot. And then right before the game came out, on one special day, I had tweeted out, what other twits that are following me are getting New Leaf next week? And this guy, out of nowhere, he wasn't following me before, just came out of the blue, found my tweet, and said that he was going to be playing it and that we would become Animal Crossing friends. And I remember seeing his profile, and I was just like, no, I cannot talk to him because I know I'll end up liking him. I could just tell right away that he was something special, and I was gonna like him if I talked to him. That guy is now my husband. So after we started following each other, Animal Crossing New Leaf came out, and we both were sinking so much time into it personally, and then also we played together a few times. But finally, after I got over my fear of dating and allowing myself to have feelings, I actually talked to him one night, and we both talked for hours, and then we couldn't stop talking to each other after that. And then a couple months after that, we finally got to meet, and we actually started dating. He lived in Houston, and I lived in Dallas. We live in Houston together now, but through our relationship, we lived 3 hours apart, so we would see each other about twice a month. And it's so silly to think that I found the love of my life through tweeting about Animal Crossing. And it's so goofy, and it's so weird how life works, but that's how we found each other. So then through the years of us dating and now being married, he's given me a lot of Animal Crossing plushies to fill up my collection. I know I don't have the biggest collection, but I'm still collecting. And then Happy Home Designer came out, and me and him, whenever we were together, we would make videos about opening Amiibo cards and stuff, and those videos were always so fun. And he actually bought me my first e-reader cards, and we opened those together, and those videos are so fun. If you want to see them, there's some linked below and probably in the description. And so not only did I meet Taylor through Animal Crossing tweets, I also met one of my best friends, Katie, because one year for our anniversary, I had posted, funny to think that we met through Animal Crossing tweets, and now we've been together for such a long time. And somehow Katie, all the way in Idaho, saw that tweet. She saw the tweet and she started following me and Taylor and just saying, these are my people and everything. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I love this girl. I want to be friends with her. As we got to know each other a little bit and wrote letters to each other and stuff, she actually came kind of from a similar background as I did. And we also both had boyfriends in Houston. So there was one weekend when we were all in Houston. She was here from Idaho, I was here from Dallas, and our boyfriends lived here in Houston. So we all went on a double date, and we got to know each other and everything, and we had fun. And it was the start of a wonderful friendship that I very much cherish. Amiibo Festival came along too. And I know a lot of people hate Amiibo Festival, and I totally understand. It honestly should not have cost as much as it did when it first released. I honestly think it probably should have been about $30 when it first released. only because you get 2 Amiibo figures and a game, so like 10, 10, 10, you know, $10 for each item. But, because it's definitely not worth 60, but guess what sucker bought it the first day it came out? I don't regret it though, because I have so many fun memories playing that game, because me and my brother and his friends, we would play together and we would take Amiibo Festival so seriously and we would get so mad and it was so intense and it was so much fun. And then after I got married to Taylor, we would have game nights with our friends and we would play Amiibo Festival, and those games got intense too. Like, there were some times where people were like throwing fists and stuff because we just took Amiibo Festival way too seriously. But so all in all, what does Animal Crossing mean to me, to the point I cried in front of thousands of people on YouTube? It means years of friendships and bonds that I've developed and hold very dear, and memories that I get to keep forever. And now that I am expecting, aka I'm pregnant, and I'm due in April, and we get the new Animal Crossing in 2019, I'm very eager to see what life brings me with this new game. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. When it comes to my content, it's kind of just whatever I want to make. I, love to thrift, so I'll be making videos about that. Obviously I love Animal Crossing and I love other games too, so I'll make content about that. And as the new Animal Crossing gets closer and closer to coming out, of course I'll make more videos about that because I'm obviously excited, so. But again, thank you for watching and hope to see you again soon. Bye!
You wanna say bye? You wanna say bye?